Hello, and welcome back to the channel, the Black Eye Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle. We know why I am here, right? What has happened to Rhoda Osman? Um, I read this article previously, and well, I'll let you know what I got out of it. I'll show you some of the key points that I got out of the article. But I want to say this that I do not regret standing for her or by her in any capacity. I do not take back what I've said. I do not retract any of the statements that were made. We could only go with the information that we had at the time. And as a person who has been through domestic violence, uh, an assault, I will always err on the side of the victim or the alleged victim until I have reason not to. And that's just the way it is. I'm not going to come here and slough around and say, oh, woe is me. Oh, well, I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to. It's not because I don't have humility. It's not because I owe anybody anything. It's not because I lack accountability. It's because I will always stand for any Black woman who says she is a victim. I don't care about what men's experiences are. I really don't. I'm sorry that some of you go through some difficult times. I really am. But I can only go by my own experience. And I know that as a Black woman, we are rarely believed in this world. We are rarely cared for and we are rarely protected. And that's one of the passions that will always be a part of my life. And it will always inspire me to get up and speak out. That being said, I'm going to look at this article because there has only been two articles written, one by Houston, but that doesn't seem to vibe with what's going on with my computer or my internet. And this article right here, pretty much the same article. And it says viral Houston brick lady allegedly fabricated claims of being assaulted by a man with a brick, fraudulently raised 42K on GoFundMe. Now, this is a very interesting article because, excuse me, two things are very interestingly true. But let me read some of it. It says a woman went viral on social media after making claims a man assaulted her with a brick outside a Houston club, is now accused of making up the story and raising tens of thousands of dollars on a GoFundMe scam. Rhoda Osman, we know she's 33, has been charged with felony theft by deception, according to charging documents obtained by Click2 Houston. Osman raised at least $40,000 through a fraudulent GoFundMe page she started in September. Now, they're going through the investigation on September 3rd. Officers responded to aggravated assault incident. They mentioned officers reported that Osman was intoxicated, hostile, and irate. I don't see why she wouldn't be. Number one, she was intoxicated. Number two, she was clearly hit. Her face was swollen. She had an injury. Somebody hit her. She was clearly assaulted. So I don't know why she would be pleasant, beautiful, and feminine and friendly about that. I think she would be very irate and very intoxicated. The intoxication fueling the anger and rage she felt at being assaulted. So that in itself is not unusual. In the original police report made at the scene, Osman claimed that she was walking on Schumacher Lane where an unknown man threw a brick at her when she would not give him her phone number. Court documents show. We know that story. Actually, she said he hit her with it. So she also told officers she had ordered an Uber and believed the brick throwing suspect was the Uber driver. Osmond says she got into the car with him where he then tried to kidnap her, according to the documents. Osmond stated that the suspect was involved in human trafficking and had a large group of women in the car with him. Mhm. Okay. Detectives tried to reach Osmond, but the number she provided was her friend's number, who was also at the scene when the incident was reported. The friend said she was not from Houston and went out to several places to drink with Osmond. She said Osmond reportedly called her male friends to come pick them up. When the men arrived, Osmond and the friend got into their vehicle, which was a dark colored sedan. This is where it gets a little interesting, right? The woman told investigators that she got into the right front passenger seat and Osmond in the back seat with another man. As they were driving, she reportedly heard Osmond yell, "Ouch! Why you hit me?" But stated that she did not hear an argument before she heard Osmond yell. The friend stated off the bat, she's already been hit. This is the first time she's been hit. She was hit in the car, according to the friend. Okay, this is not according to Osmond. This is according to the friend. Then the friend goes on to state off the record, which is very interesting. They don't usually use that she did not believe Ham's husband was hit with the brick, according to the charging documents. The friend told detectives that the suspect who allegedly assaulted Osmond got out of their vehicle, got into another vehicle, and drove off. She said Osmond went live on Instagram and that she tried to convince Osmond to call the police. When a detective finally made contact with Osmond on September 19th, she told him that she and her friend had gone club hopping, which is what the friend had already said. She reportedly started at the O2 Lounge and then went to the Liquid Lounge. Osmond said as they left the club, she called an Uber. Again, what the friend has already said. According to the charging documents, when the dark colored sedan pulled up, Osmond thought it was the Uber she had called and got inside. Osmond told the detective that when the suspect hit her in the face with the brick, that's when. Okay. She also stated that she did her own investigation and found out it was a man named Olan Douglas who assaulted her. When Osmond was asked where was her friend at the time, she reportedly became upset and said her friend was far away from her while talking to another guy. Osmond then changed her story to say she was assaulted at the Liquid Lounge Club. Being drunk, that would be, yeah, you. After more questioning from the Houston police detective, Osmond became upset, asked to speak with the detective supervisor, and then hung up. Sounds like she's not happy about where the investigation is going. On September 20th, Houston police detectives reviewed the area's surveillance cameras. Remember when y'all told me about them surveillance cameras? And in the footage, the man that Osmond claimed hit her, Olan Douglas, was also identified. Let's pay attention to this part, okay? She said it was Olan Douglas who hit her, and Olan Douglas was identified. Detectives said Douglas, Osman, and her friend were seen talking amongst each other and walking towards the Tick Talk Garden Lounge. They all reportedly went inside together. All right, there we go. After 20 minutes, or about 20 minutes later, the video shows the trio walk outside the club and then walk toward a white Maserati that was parked outside. According to the documents, the surveillance footage shows that Osmond started dancing on Douglas while her friend was in front of the vehicle talking to another unidentified man. The video then reportedly shows all four people get inside the Maserati. So this big fight happened, right? Unidentified man got into the driver's seat, the friend got into the front right passenger seat, and Osmond and Douglas entered the back. According to the documents, A few minutes later, Douglas was reportedly seen getting out of the backside, right side, and then Osmond and her friend also got out. According, this is where we go. All right. This is where I'm a little confused. All right. And Douglas were in an argument, and Douglas reportedly swung his right hand while holding what appeared to be a plastic water bottle and struck Osmond in the face. Struck her in the face. It says here, according to the documents, right there, according to the charging documents, Osmond and Douglas were in an argument, and Douglas reportedly swung his right hand and hit her in the face. That's so funny. Okay. With something. It wasn't a brick. It didn't happen the way she said it did, but she definitely was struck in the face. According to the charging documents. It wasn't with a brick. It was with some kind of plastic thing there. Obviously, she was definitely, her face was swollen. She was struck. She was assaulted. When Osmond went live on Instagram after the incident, she went viral on social media. I'm not going to watch the video because I've seen it a million times. A day after the alleged assault was reported, a GoFundMe account was created and listed Osmond as the beneficiary. The account raised $42,302 as of October 25th, 2023, according to the charging documents. All right. And it's GoFundMe has zero tolerance for misuse of our platform and cooperates with law enforcement. Honest to God. Investigations of those accused of wrongdoing. The fundraiser has been removed from the platform and all donors have been refunded, and Rhoda Osmond has been banned from using the platform for any future fundraisers. So she didn't even get the money. The money's been sitting there for God knows how long. As of October, it was $42,000. And they go on to say that some TikToker named Daphne Sutton, a mental health and blogger, um, who believed Osmond was conducting a scam because of similar situation that happened in Minneapolis 2020, and they went on to talk about. She said that the same narrative, black men hitting her in 2020, and she raised 5K. And the police department in where she was from um, said that there was no police report regarding her being assaulted. And the only time that they knew her in Minneapolis was because she was arrested in 2012 for public lewdness and disorderly conduct. And then they talked to her ex roommate who reached out and told detectives that she and Osmond were no longer friends after discovering Osmond was scamming people and she wanted no part of it. She said Osmond reportedly created the GoFundMe claiming that someone hit her, but it was a lie. What it I get out of it, in fact, she was hit twice. She was hit once in the car, according to the documents. Charging swung him face. Story that she was struck in somebody who was struck in the face. It just didn't happen the way she said it did. Okay. Um, Nobody did all that, but she was definitely struck in the face. The injuries, records, and again, I'm going to repeat myself. I said this before. You, it's difficult. You can't fake medical records. You have to be. You have somebody's got to be in on it with you in order to fake medical documents. But I'm not going to go into all that. What's important now is she's being charged with um with fraudulently raising 42K, even though she didn't get the money because she didn't get the money. She was assaulted according to the investigation. It wasn't with a brick, and it wasn't how she said it happened. Is that made up? The man did hit her. The man that she said hit her. Now, it is what it is. Only time will tell. Only the courts will convict. But what has escaped me is, what didn't escape me is that she still was assaulted. And that's why I, it hurts that she's being, uh, charged, but I don't know how it's going to stick if the man did assault her and the money has been refunded. Well, anyways, I looked into it. This is the update. Feel free to look it up for yourself. There's lots of things going around how she had domestic violence and she had charges and she's a criminal and all of this. Okay. I stand by her. I don't regret standing by her. I don't regret believing her. I don't regret giving her the benefit of the doubt. And that's where I stand. Period. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Bye.